Hello everyone, my name's Rendi, and after doing Ickelton's little helper on my level 3 last episode, I felt accomplished, but something just didn't feel quite right. So I went back into Potato Only's tomb to get some more great advice. Rendi, in order to find your purpose and discover your next task, you must wander through the desert for 40 years. Have fun and good luck. Haha, see you in 40 years, bitch. After 40 years in the desert, I realized what I was lacking. I needed more revenge. But specifically on the bug species of Runescape. And I also needed something else. With this realization, I now welcome you all to the second installment of my new series.
Lower the better.
In this series, I will be completing the lowest possible combat level achievements, and today, this includes Contact Quest. Now I might be wrong, but I've never seen anyone complete this quest on a level 3, although I have seen many attempt to do it. And although that in itself is saying something, I'm gonna go ahead and push the limits even further on this one. And I'm going to be going about this mission solo, meaning I won't have any alternate accounts or friends help me throughout the quest. As well, while doing this quest, I won't allow myself to use purple sweets, brews, or guthix rest. This means I will have limited stackable food and no way to go above my HP level, and you will definitely see why this matters later in the quest. So, on that note, if you guys enjoy the complexity of this series, a subscription to my channel would be greatly appreciated at the end of the video. Also, if we somehow in hell manage to get 1 million subscribers someday, I will literally change my legal first name to Rendi. So right off the bat, before heading to the dungeon I'll be spending 99% of my time in this video, I need to go ahead and lower my HP so I can tick-eat the NPCs that are in this dungeon. I do this every time by utilizing the jackals that spawn between Narda and the Contact dungeon. Now the greatest part about entering the Contact dungeon here is that it's safe whenever you go down, so you don't have to immediately worry about tick-eating. Unless you have some guy like Chest Bra trying to give you a heart attack and stalking you. Now, all the NPCs in this dungeon are range and mage based, meaning I can tick-eat them all as long as I don't get 2 on me at the same exact time, or as long as they don't unexpectedly spawn from bots killing them. But that's not even close to the hardest part about this quest. Did you notice the way I ran? Well, traditionally no one goes this way, and there is a simple reason for this. Because I limited myself to not boost my HP over 10, there's only one possible route to be going. This is because the wall traps and the floor traps both hit 12 to 14s, meaning they can one-hit me. Unlike the traps I've dealt with in the past quest on Potato Only, these traps' damage is not stallable with stackable interfaces. And even if I investigate these traps, there's a possible chance of failing them, meaning no matter what, that I can get one hit. As well, unlike previous traps I've dealt with, these traps are at least 2 tiles long, meaning you can't stand 1 tile back and just run over them in 1 game tick. So I had to look at the map and route the only way possible to actually get through this entire dungeon, and it definitely is not a route I recommend anyone taking. So anywhere there is a floor and wall trap, I'm not able to go. Instantly I saw the only way to actually do this is to go down a scarab trap, which does do some damage, but it definitely isn't 12 to 14. Now, whenever you actually hit one of these scarab traps, along with the fall damage, you get thrown into the bottom floor, which consists of many scarab mages and locust riders. This is also a multi-combat zone where every NPC hits over 17. Since this is multi-combat, and I'm not using alts anyway, you wouldn't be able to drag these NPCs. As well, they have 4-second respawn timers, so even if I did use alts and killed them off, there'd be no way to actually guarantee a safe passage. But first, let's just worry about finishing the path. So after activating the scarab trap, I drop about right here, and then I have to run a few tiles east to the next ladder. I chose this scarab trap over the one more north because I actually need to be in this area to go to the proper ladder in order to avoid all impossible traps. After climbing the ladder back up to the top floor, I'm then in a safe passage other than wall crushers and NPCs, and I won't run into any more floor or wall traps, and from here I can make it to the ladder that leads to the end of the dungeon. So to start this path, I go ahead and go west towards the scarab trap and take you to 2 NPCs on my way there. Now my initial plan to actually mitigate the damage from the NPCs on the bottom floor is to go ahead and go stand on the trap, and once the stall of the trap is activated, put 2 stackable interfaces behind it, and then go ahead and proceed to log out as well as eat a food that heals more than 5 HP at the same exact tick. Unfortunately, as you can see here, this was very hard to time. This is because as soon as the stall from the fall ended, you had exactly 1 tick to click both log out and the food that heals over 5 HP. So this is the reason I was 1 HP, because the NPCs at the bottom of the floor along with the fall damage can only hit my HP, which is 1. So in this spot I would be taking a maximum of 3 NPC hits being 1s, as well as the fall damage being a 1 as well, meaning I need at least something that heals 5 HP. As well, you had to hit the logout button the exact tick that the fall ended, so you could trigger a fake log for the next 10 game ticks. If I hit the logout too early, it wouldn't recognize I'm trying to fake log and I would die again, but just like this. Fortunately though, I got this process down correctly and I could continue on to the proper path. By the way, this is pretty interesting here. Almost every other wall crusher I've ever experienced in this game, you can run past by clicking the minimap or just on the ground past it. But this one, for some reason, you actually have to manually path your character through it, or you will take 5 damage. So now we've actually made it through the dungeon for the first time, and we can go ahead and head back to Osmond and continue the quest, and then head back into the same dungeon, do all the same shit over again, just to have a final boss at the end of the quest as well. But because I would actually have to fight the scarab at the end of this dungeon, I came more prepared with more magic attack bonus, as well as more food. But also, in order to get my true revenge on bugs, I'll be using only potatoes for the rest of this quest. So now that I'm on the final boss, I'm gonna go ahead and wait for the scarab to come closer before I aggress it, in order to get it in a nice safe spot. Now the scarab actually uses range attacks even though it looks like magic, which is a good thing for me because I'm 1 defense and I'm in no real range defense bonus. This is good because the scarab will hit me frequently, which means I'll be recoiling more damage and not wasting as many potatoes on 0 hits. Obviously, as you can see, I will be stepping out, tick eating, then stepping back to the safe spot in case of lag. Now if I had the ability to bring purple sweets, which I don't, I wouldn't be so worried about how many times the scarab hits a 0. But unfortunately, we're here on a very limited inventory, which means I need to do everything perfectly for this boss, along with some help from some good RNG. As well, you'll need to do the last hit on the scarab in order to be granted the kill and do the next quest step. Now I didn't actually have enough sacks of potatoes this time to finish off this scarab with recoils, but I went ahead and attacked it anyways to show what happens when you actually aggress the scarab and not just do neutral damage. That's right, he'll spawn his minions which can actually one-hit you. But that's not all. Once you attack this NPC for the first time, he starts an area effect for the entire instance, where you'll get hit by poison and die instantly on this account. And no, that poison isn't avoidable with an anti-poison potion. So from here, I needed to formulate a whole new way to do this boss. First, I had to figure out how to save more inventory and bring more sacks of potatoes in order to finish off the scarab with enough recoils as well. Because let's just be honest, 15 sacks isn't cutting it. So for starters, I went ahead and banked my stamina and water skin. This is actually kind of bad because the desert can one-hit the account with only having 10 HP. And now by having no stamina potion, I will definitely be walking from Nardo to Sophanim, and this will take longer than 1 minute. But if you guys didn't know, you can actually reset the desert heat effect and not have it do any damage to you by simply logging out and logging back in before 60 seconds has passed once you've entered the desert. Next, while traveling through the contact dungeon, I found a more efficient and safer way in order to mitigate the damage from falling down the scarab trap. Do you guys remember on the hardcore in the Monkey Madness temple when I stood upstairs in order to get Diagro on the gorillas? Well, I realized the same effect applies here, So I went ahead and went around the corner next to the wall pushers and then waited for Diagro for 15 minutes before going down the scarab trap, and voila, no more aggression from NPCs that hit 20 plus. Alright, so now all I have to do is worry about lighting this candle here and, yo, what the hell is doing here right now? Yo, wait, you're telling me this guy knew how to deaggress these NPCs this whole time and he didn't even mention it? Look at the guy, he's level 34 and nothing's even attacking him. That's honestly a true story, and Chessbra thought of that mechanic before myself. But he also swore up and down to me that the fall damage on this trap was only 2. Alright, once again I ran back and waited for Diagro, and this time we had maximum potato output. Also, guess what this means? We're only using raw potatoes at this point, and for the hardest parts of the quest. Now with a little bit of RNG on our side, we're finally ready to take on the final boss. Okay, maybe not. This scarab does have a lot of magic defense bonus, but what I did learn from this experience was that I can actually go ahead and strike him without his minions spawning as long as I'm far enough back. As well, on the final blow of the NPC, I'll have about 3 attempts to cast on the NPC before his poison instantly kills me. And that doesn't even really matter, because I only have 3 splash casts until I hit 2 magic and pretty much fail the account. So what does that mean? I'm gonna have to get some damn good RNG on this last and final attempt to kill the scarab. Or I might end up like this guy right here. So because this NPC is in a private instance, you can take it down to 0 HP, but then again, I'm gonna have to wait for it to regen to 1 HP before it even allows me to attack the NPC. I'm doing this in case I don't splash and I hit over a 1 and I get 2 magic that way. So let's go ahead and see the final results of today's mission.
Monster kill. Eat shit and die.
And if you guys didn't believe me, yeah, that's what I call a close call. So there you guys have it. Contact quests on a level 3 completed with no HP boost, solo, as well with a potato budget. Once again, if you guys enjoyed the video, a subscription to my channel would be greatly appreciated. As well, I'll go ahead and put my Twitter and Twitch links down in the description below, as I am very active on both of those. I hope you all are enjoying the new series, and I hope you all also have a wonderful week. See you next time.